welcome to the House of Art. I'm Terry Lively. Today I'll be sharing with you my fourth video on machines that we can use for cosmetic tattooing. In the past three videos I've covered coil machines, as you see here, and we've also covered some really fun new rotary machines that are out there that have been developed for body tattooing, but that some of us cosmetic artists have started using for what we do in our industry. So I've got some new exciting equipment to share with you today. I received a new Bishop in a few weeks ago, and I also will be doing an unpacking, an unboxing, so to speak, of a new power supply. So let's go over to my workstation and let's get started and have some fun. Okay, now we're here at the workstation and we've got some machines out here we want to share with you. The first one I already told you about is my new Bishop. This is the V6 model. It's a beautiful pink. It's called, I think it's called Gothic Pink. Really pretty machine. And this machine is set up to take either traditional loop needle bars, like you would use in a coil machine, or you can also use disposable grips with it for cartridges. So you buy the cartridge that's set up to take, or rather you buy the tube or the grip that's set up to take the cartridge needle, and then you can use this machine with it too. So you can use both types of needle with this type of machine. You might recall a few videos ago I showed you my Bishop Magi, and the Magi on the other hand is only set up to take cartridge needles. You cannot use traditional loop needles with it. So that's the Magi that I showed you. I'm going to go over another thing or two with you on that in a few minutes also. Okay, so the V6, let's talk about it. When I opened it and picked it up, it felt a little heavy to me for my hands. Now, compared to a coil machine, it's still pretty lightweight. I think it weighs in at 3.8 ounces. I played with it a little bit on some pig skin, and then I had a lady come in one day, and I decided I was just going to try it out. So she wanted eyeliner. So I set it up with a disposable tube. This is the one I used. This one's sterile. You can see I just took it out of its packaging. And this is a 5-round liner needle. And this is actually what I used on her. I think I used a shader on her for her eyeliner though. Sometimes I like the ease of pigment for eyeliner going in with the shader. You put it together the same way you do a coil machine. Loosen up this little wing. It's not a wing nut, but that's where this piece right here holds the tube. Hope you can see that. Make sure your needles are always at the base of the tube. Slip that over this piece up here. I'm going to do this a little different. This is called the nipple. There you go. It goes right there. Now, this machine's a little different. Remember I showed you on the coil machine how you have to have these rubber bands to put tension on your needle bar? Well, this machine was designed with a little thing where your needle bar will pop into it. So you don't have to have rubber bands. Pretty cool, huh? No rubber bands. Okay, then what I'm going to do is plug it into my power source. Sorry about that. I don't want to make everybody dizzy by moving around so much. And I'm set to go. That needle's way out there. Let me adjust my needle depth. Remember, you move your tube in and out to adjust needle depth. Can you see how far out that needle is? I don't know if you can see it or not, but That's about where I like to run it when I'm doing an eyeliner. Remember, I told you, this tip does not go all the way to the skin, okay? Make sure you understand that. This is called working off the needle, and what that means is your hand is controlling depth in the skin. It's not this tube, so don't misunderstand that. But back to the machine. You can hear how quiet it is. It's just barely humming. My voltage right now is 6.4. So that's, I think they say in their paperwork to run it around 6.5 to 8 on your power supply. I have to tell you, when I used this on the ladies eyeliner, I felt like this back here was pulling on my hand. It was just kind of uncomfortable for me. It felt like it was off balance, so to speak. And that's one thing as tattoo artists who have used coil machines through the years and have gone to disposable tubes, they have that same fatigue in their hands at the end of the day because of things not being balanced. So I struggled through that eyeliner, and let me tell you, I usually zip through eyeliner pretty quick, but it wasn't any fun. So what I've decided, instead of using disposable tubes, I'm going to go back to stainless tubes that, even though you have to sterilize them, let me do this the right way. I don't want to give you the wrong idea here of how this is put together. And carefully take your needle, slide it through the tube, then place your tube. And again, on video, this is kind of, I'm trying to show you, but it's kind of awkward because I don't usually hold it this way when I'm putting it together. Get my little nipple on here. Pop my needle down and set my depth, which I like to do when my machine's running. Right about there. Okay, and pop my needle down into that little holder. And it's there. Okay. The reason for my wanting to go to a stainless tube is because of this weight. The weight in the front of the machine from this stainless tube will balance things out, and you won't have that feeling of being pulled back on. Even this tube, it's a very, very thin grip. I probably use something a little heavier, like a grip like this. I have grips of all sizes. So the weight of a stainless grip is going to balance out this machine and help with the fatigue. Even though the overall thing is heavier, it's not about the weight of the overall package, it's about balance here and pulling back on your hand. So, with that said, that means I'm going to have to break out my autoclave, sterilize everything between each client. The nice thing is you can reuse your stainless tubes over and over again. You wash them, clean them really good in an ultrasonic cleaner, package them, and then autoclave them, and you can use them over and over. I will tell you, when I first went from stainless grips to disposable, it was really hard for me because something about a stainless steel grip makes you feel like you have a very precise instrument. It has a very different feeling than disposable tubes. Anyway, next time I use this machine, it's going to be with a stainless grip, just because of that weight issue. Other than that, this machine worked really well. It put color in like you wouldn't believe. So I'm really happy I purchased it. I'm just going to have to make some adjustments, just like anything. You know, you buy a new car, you got to learn to drive it because every car is a little bit different, and everything is on the dashboard. It's kind of like that. You make adjustments and get used to something, and then you can work with it. So that's my new Bishop. They have some really great colors. I actually wanted this color called Beatnik Purple, but they haven't had it in stock for forever, so I ended up getting the pink one, and I think it's really pretty. I'm kind of glad I got this one. But back again to the Magi. This is still a Bishop machine, just a different model. This is 2 ounces. And like I said, I have used this on clients for doing breastwork, eyeliner, and the weight is just non-existent. It's just a breeze to work with. Something I didn't show you in the last video, this push bar, there's actually a tiny little set screw there that tightens this in. I had this guy on YouTube call that to my attention, and so I would really appreciate he did that. Little set screw, you just put your push bar in, you tighten it down, and then your tube goes on. Just like, you know, like the other tube. You tighten it down and you're all set. Okay? So again, if I was on a deserted island and could only have one machine for the rest of my life between the two, it would probably be this guy. I just love him so much, and I actually am going to buy another one because they're limited edition, and I'm really afraid that if I burn this one up someday from using it so much, I might not be able to get another one. So I have to order another one just to have on the shelf. Okay, let's go back to our purple machine once again, or rather our pink machine. Once again, you would have everything covered in barrier film when you're working on your clients. This would all be sterilized between each client, and you've got to be really, really careful about that. So that's the Bishop. I told you I had a new power supply that I was going to unbox in front of you today. This is a critical, and yes, I already have a critical. This critical is a CX2. This is the $250 version. This is the $150 model. It's a great power supply. It just doesn't have all the bells and whistles that this one has. I believe this one even comes, and I don't have it yet, someday I'll get it, but I believe it has a foot pedal that works on Bluetooth or something like that. I don't know the technology, but you don't have to have the cord connected to it. So maybe I'll try that and do that for you in a video. But anyway, let's open this guy up. And see what we have. Very nice boxing. I'm impressed with that. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Part of this whole filming thing is me here by myself. I noticed my iPad was low on power, and I used that as part of the video process, and so I had to plug it in, so I apologize for stopping in the middle of everything. Okay, back to the critical. I'm going to open it up. Comes with some great decals. Nice. I'm always about decals. It's kind of cute. User's guide has all the technical information. Well, that's interesting. On the user's guide, it says CX2, but this is actually CX1 is the model. This is tiny. Wow, look at the difference in the size between the two. I kind of like that. I like it, that small little tiny power supply. Very nice. Here's our little plug-in. And let me do this little untwisty. Get everything put together for you, so you can see how it works. A real unboxing, literally. Isn't that great? I can tell this is going to be edited. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry about that technical difficulty. This is a lot harder than it looks, folks. Still me. I tell you. I wouldn't believe it. Takes up half my day to do one little short video, and then I have to go home and edit it and so forth. It takes forever. Okay, so that's the power supply. I am going to plug it in. Okay, so I plugged it in. It's showing 5.0 on the digital scale. And let's put in a clip cord. Or RCA connector. That's that little thing that looks like a V right there. That's where that goes. And then your foot pedal goes in right here. Has like a little picture of a foot pedal right there. Let's see how it runs the Bishop. Okay, sweet. Got it up to 7.5, just like that. Oh, sorry about that light. I didn't realize you couldn't see. The way you adjust it is by these little arrows that adjust your power. So, I like it. I actually ordered 2 of these small critical power supplies for $150. You can't beat it. Now just remember, you do have to get the foot pedal for it and your cord, whether you're using a clip cord. This is a new foot pedal I got for it. And of course, a new RCA cord for my rotaries. Nice. Well, I'm really excited about this little power supply. I didn't think it would be this nice. It's cute, it's small, doesn't take up a lot of space. So you can't beat it. Alright, one more machine I'm going to share with you today. And then we're going to go home and edit this and get it on YouTube for you tonight. I've had a ton of people asking me about Cheyenne pin specifically. Oops, I already have it here. This is my Cheyenne pin. Let me put it together for you. It comes with a special connector. It's a little bit different. Real easy to put together though. You just plug this into your RCA cord. Oops, I'm wrong. I was wrong. You plug the cord in that they send with it into your power supply. Once again, sorry about all this technical stuff going on here. I think I need a bigger workspace. That's what I need. Okay. So Cheyenne comes in this really nice box. The boxing is very nice. And it comes with this manual that's in probably, I think they have it in about a bazillion languages. But it's detailed, the manual is, on how to put it together, safety information, Cheyenne Hawk pin. And this is the connector, goes right there. And then your needle plugs in like that. And that's how you put it together. Just turn it on. Wow, it's quiet too. I've used this on a few people. I know a lot of artists love this thing, and a lot of permanent makeup artists love it too. I have a friend who's a trainer that told me about this machine and said I had to have it, so I bought one. And it just has a totally different feel than a coil machine or a rotary like this. I don't know what it is, I guess because I tattooed for so many years with this type of setup, that this big, chunky, heavy, I mean, it's not that it's heavy, it's just a huge grip. It just felt really strange in my hands trying to do shading and stuff with it, if that makes sense. Now, I want to tell you, one of my artists that works with me here, Neely Snow, Neely's been doing permanent makeup for 8 years, and she learned on the smaller pen machines, like your Nouveaux and that type of equipment. So she picked this up and did lips one day and was completely sold. I mean, she just blew her away, and I can't hardly pry it out of her hands anymore. She fell in love with it. So if you've been used to a pen machine, you know, you learned on a pen machine, you may really, really love this. It has a lot of power to it. This is built for tattooing, body tattooing. It wasn't intended, from what I understand, for permanent makeup. It was intended to do full-blown body art. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube of artists doing full-blown body art with it. So, you know, if this is something you think you might like instead of a machine like this, by all means give it a shot. Cheyenne makes a lot of different rotaries. They make a Cheyenne Hawk. I've never used one, but from what I understand, a lot of people like it. I did change out the grip here. It came with this even fatter size grip. That's what the machine came with. And when I ordered the machine from Unimax, I noticed on there, I got pigment all over my hands. That looks gross. I'm sorry. I noticed on Unimax they had a smaller grip that you could give for it, more tapered. And I thought, well, you know, that'll make a big difference in the feel of it. You know, I think it was just a waste of money. I think I paid $25 for this smaller tapered grip, and I can't tell much of a difference. So, that's up to you though if you wanted to try that. It does put color in really nicely. It packed color in a nipple areola tattoo I did one time, and I've done, I think, 2 sets of lips with it, and it really put color in for lips. So it's a great machine. Now, I couldn't find it today. I looked and looked and looked, but somewhere when I first bought this machine, I was reading about warranty information, and I think it came with a warranty card, and now I can't find it. But part of that warranty information said that if you don't use Cheyenne needles with this machine, that the warranty is voided. Well, how are they going to know what you're using? I mean, really. But, you know, Cheyenne needles are great needles, don't get me wrong, and they're only about $3 each. It's not that they're horribly expensive either. They're about the same price as most cartridge needles out on the market. But, you know, just be aware that if you do buy this machine, there is part of the warranty on it that says you have to use Cheyenne needles. A lady contacted me from Europe that said her warranty information did not say that. So I don't know why that would be specific to the United States. I'm not sure, but I would go ahead and use Cheyenne needles with it just to protect your warranty. So once again, this is a Cheyenne pen. You adjust needle depth by turning this, brings it in and out. The power, it seems like when I used it, it required a power setting something between 8 and 10 to push mags and lips. I use bug pin mags when I do lips, and I don't know, that seemed like a lot of power needed to push. I mean, I know it's a Magnum, it's a bigger needle group, but they're bug pins, so I don't know why it took so much power when my little Magi, 2-ounce Magi, takes about 6.5 on my power supply, and it runs just like crazy packing color. So I don't know, there is a difference. But this machine from Unimax is around $599, $600, and it comes with this little stand. And it comes with a few needles. It comes with a connector for your power supply. So for $600, you're getting a nice setup. You still have to have a power supply. It doesn't come with its own power supply. Just remember that. Well, there's one other thing I wanted to show you today, and then I'm going to let you go. I know a lot of us in the permanent makeup industry use different types of makeup pencils when we're drawing on eyebrows. Tina Davies has been using these China markers, and about a year ago I bought some, the ones that she recommended, and I've been using them, and they are amazing. You can buy them on Amazon for $3 or $4 for 2 of them. So you don't have to go out and buy expensive makeup pencils to draw on brows. You can use China markers. They're made out of wax. They're not, they're safe for use for tattooing. And the way you sharpen them, though, don't laugh at my knife. I love my knife. I use it for everything. You just kind of like shave this off. And Tina showed this in one of her videos. It doesn't work in a regular pencil sharpener. But if you shave it really thin like that, you can actually draw hair strokes on your client however you want when you're drawing on your client. So it's a pretty cool pencil to use. And then when you're done with it, with that client, you just break it off so you don't have any cross-contamination. This little string, I know it looks funny, but you just peel it down like that. This whole layer comes off, for those of you who don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to show you anymore, but it peels down to where that black is exposed, and then you can just shave it off again and have it for your next client. So for a very reasonable price, you have a really good pencil that stays on the skin. It's going to stay on the skin. It's not going to wipe off real easily, so that's nice. You don't have to worry about messing up your drawing. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. Once again, it's not real easy doing these videos, and I hope you appreciate the fact that I take the time to do this for people, and I enjoy it. I'm kind of obsessed with making videos now. It's kind of strange, but kind of fun. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.